Yo guys, what is up? My name is Gian and welcome back to FPL Tribe. In this video, we're going to have a quick look at our Game Week 15 scores and how the team got on. Really disappointing week for us as it's our first red arrow in about 6 weeks, so I can't really complain, but I would like to get green arrows every single week as we push towards that top 10k. I'll also be discussing my captaincy options and possible transfers for Game Week 16. Not looking to lock in anything yet as there is midweek games and injuries can still come. But we do have a clear plan on what we want to do and who we want to bring in, as you guys will see later on in the video. Having a look at our Game Week 15 scores, as you guys can see, only 40 points. So really disappointed in the team, but it was a bad week for almost everyone. Like, congratulations if you had a good week. But I also feel like if you look at the scores of the top 10k and the top 1k, it was more or less where we are. So I'm really happy with that. Just shows that the team is in good shape and it is competing with the top managers. It's going to be difficult catching them if our team is too close to them, but that's why we are working on bringing in guys before they go on a good run to get those extra points before everyone gets them in. So as you guys see here, 45k rank dropped all the way from 27, so not major drop, still in the top 50k. Really happy and really good position at this time. But let's go have a look at the team. Sanchez with 3 points. I think they were unlucky again to not get the clean sheet like they do every week. It looks like they're going to have a clean sheet every week. So we're still really happy to have Sanchez. Then James and Alonso, I want to talk as they played together. Really disappointing from Chelsea in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks since we got Alonso in and went double up. They have a good upcoming fixture still. Not the best, but still a couple of good ones. So let's hope they can continue on the previous form before we got Alonso in and start getting those clean sheets and attacking returns. Remember, we've got Alonso in for his attacking returns and not for getting those clean sheets points. Yes, the clean sheets are nice, but he is really attacking and we want those assists and we want the goals. So then moving to Cancelo, again conceded a late goal. So Cancelo also, just like James and Alonso in the last couple of weeks, really not getting those points that we want from them. But if you look at other defenders, there's not really much better than these four guys, if I can say that. So still really happy to have him, even if he's not scoring the points that we want. Then Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think after Salah, probably our best performing guy in the team since we got him from the start of the season. Really happy with him, getting shots, getting crosses in, getting chances created, and getting clean sheets just because Liverpool is so good in defense. So really happy to have him there. Probably you could have captained him the last 3 weeks and he outscored Salah in all 3 of those weeks. But I think Salah's just the main captaincy option at the moment. Talking about Salah, he scored 12, returned again with an assist. Like I said, just Mr. Consistent this season, ticking over every single game. So really happy to have him. Rafinha going into a bad run of fixtures but returning again. I just think Rafinha is such a good player. He can score against anyone. But I am a fixture manager, so I'll probably be looking to take him out in the up and coming weeks just because the run he has. He's got Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City and Arsenal. Not exactly in that order, but in the next 4 weeks. And although I can see him scoring maybe 1 or 2, I want a guy that I can see, yes, he's on for points every single week. Then Jota, I think Jota had the miss of the season again. Really, and this has been Jota's whole season. He could have had more points if he converted more of his chances. Not the best finisher, but really like Jota playing in this team. And we heard some good news, not good news because that means Mo Salah will be gone earlier, but AFCON is moving a little bit earlier, and I think that just makes sure that Jota will still be in the team by the time Firmino is back. Then Brownhill, he came on for Smith Rowe, that was out very, very late for us. We didn't get any news before the game week, and really disappointed he didn't even make the bench for Arsenal, so hoping he'll be back soon and back in our team. Then Kane and King came on for Tony as Tony missed out due to COVID. Also another transfer we didn't hear anything about before the game week. Otherwise we would have liked to take him out if we had the opportunity. But we got King in for Jimenez, and I think King for Tony could have been a better swap just because Jimenez is actually playing and Tony won't be playing. So we need to make a swap there to take him out. Kane, disappointed again. We got him in for 4 game weeks. Probably looking to move him on, as you guys will see in the next slide. But really disappointing, and I think going Kane over Son has really been our downfall from the 27k down to 45k. I just think if we had Son, we could have climbed rank and actually not dropped. But we are a manager. We're trying to look for flexible points, and I think the move that we had in mind, we got Kane in because we can go to Lukaku and Ronaldo. And if you go for Son, there's not really a lot of room to move him around to another midfielder. So if you want another striker, it's 2 moves. And that's why we went for Kane, to keep that flexible point in the striker position just for when we want someone. Then Steele obviously didn't play because Sanchez was playing. Smith Rowe and Tony we talked about. And then Williams only getting 1. Also someone that I'm really happy with getting in. He's playing 70, 80 minutes most of the games and only costing us 3.9. So exactly what you want on the bench. Now moving on to our Gameweek 16 team, and as you guys can see, let's start with the obvious ones. Antonio and Ronaldo coming in for Tony and Kane. I just think this is obvious moves. Like I said just now in the review, we've got Kane because he had good fixtures and he's easy to swap to Ronaldo and Lukaku when they have good up and coming fixtures. I think Ronaldo is probably good for the next 10 game weeks where Man United and Ronaldo will go on a really easy fixture run. There's a lot of concern that Ronaldo's got a hamstring injury and he might not play every single game because of his age, but I think he'll make more than enough points in the games that he plays to warrant having him in your team even when he doesn't play every single game. So really happy we can make that switch from a very disappointed Kane to Ronaldo, not one of but my favourite player in the world. So really happy we can have him in our team for the first time this season, as we didn't get in on him when he just got into the Premier League. And Antonio, I just think we had him in for that good run, swapped him in for Jimenez, where Antonio blanked for almost 5 or 6 game weeks in a row. He got an assist last week, and I just think the up and coming fixtures is really good at the moment. They've got 5, 6, 7 really good fixtures where we'll be looking at Antonio to get back to that form he had at the beginning of the season. And I think that's exactly why we got him back into the team, to try and capitalise on this good run of fixtures, and Antonio being the main man in at West Ham once again. Then starting at the back with Sanchez against Tottenham. This game might be called off because we got some reports that Tottenham has 8 players that's got not injured at the moment, but that's got COVID, that tested positive. So this game might be off, and that's really troublesome for us as we don't have a backup goalkeeper. We have Steele. So I think this is where some people that went with 2 keepers might benefit, but a keeper against Tottenham, probably just looking at 2 points anyway. I'm expecting him to concede in this game. So I'm not going to waste a -4 just to get a keeper in that's playing. If I can just let him go for 2 points and definitely have him playing next week. Then James and Alonso playing against Leeds. Leeds coming into this game with a couple of injuries. So I do expect, once again, and I say this a lot from my back 4 every week, I do expect some attacking returns from both of them, but more importantly, I am looking for those clean sheets against Leeds. That's really struggled. I know Bamford came back, but there is talks that he's injured again. So really just happy to have both of them against a pretty poor Leeds attack, except for Rafinha. So then moving on to Trent Alexander-Arnold and Cancelo. Aston Villa has looked really good since Gerrard came in, but I still think coming up, they haven't played some of the good teams. So coming up at probably one of the best teams in the Premier League, the top 3 teams in the league, it will be their first test and the test for Gerrard. But Aston Villa has looked really good in defense, so I do expect this game to be tight, but I do expect Alexander-Arnold to definitely get a clean sheet, and the form he is in at the moment, we can see him getting an attacking return. Then Cancelo against Wolves. Wolves has looked really bad, and that's exactly why we got rid of Jimenez for Antonio, just because they're going on a pretty bad run of fixtures, and starting with Man City, it doesn't get any worse than this. So I do see Cancelo getting a clean sheet and probably attacking return as well, just because he is so attacking, always taking shots, always looking for that final ball into the strikers or the wingers that will score the goals. So really exciting to see Cancelo coming up against a Wolves team that we do expect him to score points. Then Salah and Jota playing against Aston Villa. I think, like I said, Aston Villa has looked really good since Gerrard took over, but this will be their first test, and it doesn't really come harder than Liverpool at Liverpool. It's really one of the toughest games going to Anfield. So I do expect these guys to get some points, especially Salah. I'm not 100% sure we will get the captaincy on him. We'll discuss a little bit later. As you can see, the vice captaincy is on Ronaldo. There is a little bit of talk that Salah might get rested because he did play again missed week, where we expected him to rest just because Liverpool has made it through. But we'll see what happens. But for now, I think the safe option is to captain Salah. Then Jota, again, if he converts half of the chances he gets a game, he probably scores 2 goals. He really gets so many opportunities in this attacking Liverpool side. So I can see him score. If Liverpool scores, it's probably going to go through Salah or Jota, and that's why we got both of them. Then Smith Rowe, hoping he recovers back from is back from his injury, coming up against a pretty poor Southampton again. They started poor, then they looked good, and now they're looking really terrible again. So happy to have Smith Rowe if he's back. Otherwise, we do have some cover on the bench. Then Antonio, one of our chances in, coming up against Burnley. Burnley has looked really bad in the last couple of game weeks. Antonio, like I said, we got him in because he goes on a good run of fixture. It starts here with Burnley, so really hoping we can get some attacking returns from him, or even an assist on his first game back for us. I'll take any points from him in this moment. I think any points he gets is more than Jimenez will get. Then Ronaldo, like I said, coming up against Norwich, yes, they've looked better since Dean Smith has come on, but Ronaldo being one of the best players in the world still at 36 years old, and I think there's only so much a manager can do for a team, and Norwich is still a pretty bad team. So Ronaldo, since the new manager came in for them as well, he's looked really good, and he's actually starting. That's why we just waited a week before getting rid of Kane. Yes, Kane had a good fixture, but Ronaldo is the one we want for this up-and-coming good run of fixtures. He is the main man in that United setup. He is on penalties, and I think a lot of attacking returns will go through him. Like I said, he is the guy they look for 4 goals in a struggling Man United side at the moment. Looking a lot better since the new manager came in. Then King, yes, we got him in for his good run of fixtures as well. Starting against Brentford. Brentford started the season really good, but now looking pretty average, if I can say that. So King, since they got a new manager as well, a lot of new managers coming in and making a lot of guys look good again. And I think King is one of them. Also got him in because his expected data looks really good. I think he will return a couple of goals over the next good couple of fixtures he has. So happy to have him in the team. And like Ronaldo, he is on penalties over Dennis, and that's why we did decide to go with him and not Dennis. Then still, like I said, we're probably going to play without a keeper this week if the game gets called off between Brighton and Tottenham. Then Rafinha, probably looking to move him on, but we're already taking a hit. I forgot to mention this at the start of the video. We are taking a hit to get rid of Kane and Jimenez for Ronaldo and Antonio. So I would have liked to take Rafinha to someone like a Bowen or a Gray that's also got good up-and-coming fixtures, but I'm not willing to take another 4-point hit for someone that's just going to be on my bench anyway. I think Rafinha, happy to have him on the bench over someone like Tony that wasn't even going to play. At least Rafinha is playing, so he's guaranteed 2 points. Not just sure if he's going to return against Chelsea, but you never know. He's really that good a player. Then Brownhill coming up against West Ham. Like we know, Brownhill's just there because he's sticking over. He gets you those 2 points, 3 points if they keep a clean sheet. Not really brought him in because he's the most attacking guy. We're not expecting attacking returns from him. Really happy to have him on the bench and get 2 points every week. Then Williams playing against Man United. As we know, he's loaned from Man United to Norwich, so he can't play. But really happy to have him there for the up-and-coming fixtures where Norwich is also going on a pretty good run. I'm not really saying that I would consider playing him. He's more there just to sit on the bench because he is playing 90 minutes, 80 minutes, most of the games, and he costs you only 3.9 million. So that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please give it a like, give me a subscribe. Also let me know down in the comments, what are you guys thinking about captaincy options this week? I know Salah is probably the go-to captain if you can't decide, but I really like the look of Ronaldo against a Norwich team. He is on penalties, and it is Ronaldo. He's probably going to score most game weeks, so he's also a good option, and that's exactly why we got him in. Let me know down in the comments as well, who are you guys bringing in, and what do you think about the transfer? Is Harry Kane going to go on a run? Because that's how it works in FPL. As soon as you drop someone, they go on a run and they score 4 or 5 goals. So really hoping that doesn't happen, but hoping that happens to Ronaldo as we just brought him in. Good luck with your game week 16, guys, and cheers.